Here I am. I'm at the lobby. There's the lobby. I just came out. Let me turn it around. 510 South Raleigh Street. And they got a bear in there. And we are at, let me go on, make sure I stay on the sidewalk. It is a nice night though, I will tell you. Got a very nice night. Berkeley County Sheriff's Department. And that is where I was today. Do we got anybody in here yet? Nope. Got my thing. Hi, dumb lady. Hey guys, so we're at the Berkeley County Sheriff's Department. I just got done. And as you can tell from the title of my video, this is why I don't involve the police. I took off the fuck around and find out. But let me tell you what, fuck around and find out. This is why I don't mess with police, because they don't do jack shit. Nothing ever fucking gets done. Police, let me make it very clear to everybody. Very clear. Let me put it on me so my face. The police do not really want to prosecute anybody for crimes. Go on, buddy. Their job is not to go out and to find a bunch of criminals and all that. What they do is they keep the keep the peace. What that means is they do a whole bunch of who shot Johnny and nothing really. Let's make everybody just not do anything. Let's make everybody just diffuse the situation in the moment. They like to diffuse the situation in the moment. But what that does is, and anybody who has lived a life like I have will tell you, when you just ignore shit and people are fighting and you just defuse instead of figure shit out, you end up with a huge explosion. I used to watch a show called, what was it, Your Neighbor from Hell or something like that? Or the Fear Thy Neighbor. That's what it was, Fear Thy Neighbor. And you would see it time and time again. There was two people who couldn't get along. And the feud just kept going, and the police would be called out, and they didn't really want to put anybody away, pick sides or anything like that. And they just kept not doing anything until somebody shot somebody, somebody got killed, something really, really bad. This is kind of why we're in the sometimes in the problem we're at, because the police do not do anything. Nobody wants to prosecute anything. So what am I talking about? The assault to my ears. The first thing the police said before he even saw the video was, that's not assault. The officer literally told me that's not assault and that he just wants us all gone. Well, if you wanted us all gone and somebody assaults me, then maybe you should charge the person with assault. It might help them get all gone, huh? But anyway, he says, oh, his ears have been hurt before. People have done that kind of stuff to him. He said, all I had to do was walk away, right? He said, you could have left. And I said, well, but isn't that the same thing as telling a woman that she could have just left before she gets raped? Or before somebody gets assaulted, that it's their fault because they could have walked away from the person who is hitting them continuously? I mean, like, it's okay. The policeman was actually saying that it was okay for them to do that to me. He said that there's nothing wrong with it. That it is okay for us now to assault each other with noise. It is okay now. I want you to know that the Berkeley County Sheriff's Department has now told us it's okay. That's not assault to hurt somebody's eardrums. I actually called the doctor today and I had a telemed. My ears are ringing like crazy. They hurt. Not so unbearable that I'm like in, but they do. They hurt. I have trouble hearing. It feels like when it's really silent, like in there, it was really silent and you can just hear it. It sounds like chirping crickets or something. So we now know, we have it here, right? You heard it here from me first. We're allowed to assault each other with noise. Fuck around, find out. Fuck around and find out. And the Berkeley County Sheriff's Department says it's okay. They condone it. It's okay. That's normal protesting. So I get to get a really fucking loud ass something or another. And let me tell you, somebody gets too close to me, they're going to be assaulted with noise because it's not assault. It's protesting. And they can move away. And I can chase them with that noise until they're away from where I want them to be. And that's okay, according to the Berkeley County Sheriff's Department. So Berkeley County Sheriff's Department, thank you for letting us all know what the rules are and that you really don't give a shit. You just want us gone. Thank you. Nothing like upholding all that, huh? I've been so nice to these police. So nice, because I'm not here to cause problems for them. But I do expect them, to do shit the right way. I mean, if this is what they want, is for everybody to be running around, putting noise in each other's ears and shit, okay. I am allowed to protest. And when he told me that, the officer was like, well, you could have just left. Because I said, I tried to walk away from them. Well, you could have left. Yeah, I could have, but isn't that them taking away my freedom of speech and my right to protest? Oh, no, it's not. Really? So if you hurt somebody in order to make them leave so that they can't protest, that's not stopping somebody from protesting, and it's not stopping their freedom of speech. And the Berkeley County Sheriff's Department does not believe that hurting somebody until they leave you and your area, actually hurting them, not annoying them, hurting them is okay. Because you could always leave. So the next time anybody deals with the Berkeley County Sheriff's Department and they try to prosecute somebody or something, just tell them, don't arrest them. They could have walked away. Don't get on that man for hitting his wife. She could have walked out the house and left. She didn't have to stay in her home. I mean, that's the kind of shit that the fucking Berkeley County Sheriff's Department is actually saying here. They're saying that it's the victim's fault because they don't leave the person who's hurting them. You can't make this shit up. You cannot make this shit up. And I'm one of those back the blue people. That's what's so scary. I hear everybody saying they back the blue. I've been out there with my fucking signs and stuff with Blue Lives Matter was my first sign. My very first sign was Blue Lives Matter. When my local sheriff's department, I put support our sheriff for my sheriff. I mean, I had a false sense, I think, of somewhat of what the police were there for, and sorry, my gimbal's fucking up. What the police were there for, and what they how they operated. I knew there were problems, but I didn't realize that shit was this bad. That I'm just realizing more and more. No, I didn't ask him that, Frosty Sleet. Did I ask if a husband physically hit his wife, if that's okay? No, I didn't. But the thing is you can put whatever situation you want in there, whether it's rape, hitting somebody, whatever it is. If you're going to say somebody's hurting you and it's their fault because they could have walked away, how do you do that? That's so stupid. So hi, Dan. Okay, well, anyway, I didn't get to read all the things, but I just wanted to give you guys an update of what was going on from the sheriff's department. You guys told me to go. I wasn't even going to go because I do not like to involve the police. At home, I have been Molotov cocktail. They almost burnt my home down. I've had people throwing shit at me. I have at home, the police have a list. I am not kidding. I'm not kidding. I went in once because I wanted to know from my local police department. I wanted to know, like, in the last, it was a while ago, but so like over the time period was like maybe 18 months. And I asked them, I want a printout of all the calls you've had down to my place that I've had to call you because people have burnt my stuff, stole stuff, assaulted me, tried to assault me, tried to burn my home down. And I went in and that thing was like a whole page, and it was just real tiny, of all the incidents. And you want to know how many people have been caught and prosecuted? Big fat fucking zero. Big fat fucking zero. I've learned they couldn't even catch somebody. My home police could not catch someone when I got on them because people were threatening me nonstop. And finally I got them to put a camera up around my house so they could catch people driving by and doing things to me. And they tried to catch somebody. They didn't even put the camera on right. They didn't even put the camera on right. So they couldn't get the license plate numbers. Nobody. And at home, nobody has. So I have lost most of, I don't know what to call it, because I do respect police, but I have just lost my faith in them, let's say, my deluded belief that they really cared about us all and stuff, because I don't think a lot of them do. Some do, some don't. They're individuals. And a lot of times, it just depends on what officer you get, on whether the call is a good one or a bad one, whether they do their job or they don't. And I know a lot of cops. I bought my house from a police officer. I used to work at a bank and a credit union where I worked fraud. And so I would do a lot of things with police officers. I've been in while they do investigations sometimes, or the interview part. That was fun. And I really do. I'll admit, I kind of had a cop fetish there for a long time. I like cops, okay? I've always liked police. I was raised to be very polite to them, to like them. I still try to be polite to them. But I'm just saying, we're just coming to a time where these people, like, everybody needs to start doing what they're supposed to do. And I don't think what's supposed to be being done is being done. But I'm not going to bitch too much. I'm not going to bitch too much. I will say the officers have all been nice to me. They've all been kind. I'm not bitching at necessarily the officers, but I'm just saying this is why I don't involve police. And like I told them, I mean, I guess I get to do this too now. And that means anybody that comes near me like that, I can use my noise to keep them away. It's nice to know. And yes, uniforms are hot. I know. I've had such a cop fetish for such a long, long time. So long. They are so fucking hot, some of them. I can admit it. There are a lot of crooked cops. I know. There's good cops and there's bad cops, and then there's the in-between cops, just like there is in any other situation. We should just have a better way of vetting them or keeping an eye on them to keep them honest, I think. But I'm not going to be one to sit and really like bitch really hard and tell people, call the police department. I'm not going to do that. Don't call the police department. That's not going to do any good. Don't do none of that shit and bug the officers. You know, it just is what it is. It is what it is. Don't bug the officers. We don't need to do that. They're already bothered enough by all this. I get it. I really don't want to make a big deal to them. I don't want to bother them. That's why I didn't even want to come here. But people kept bitching at me to do it, and I realized I probably should. And plus, my ears hurt really bad. So thank you very much, Hal and Big D. And I will say that Hal is... That dude, I'm re-listened to that whole thing, and he is fucking nuts. He really thinks that God talked to him, and God specifically told him about people like... He said women like me, people like me. God told him how evil I was and everything. Some of these people think that they're on a mission from God for their country. And they're extreme. And they are dangerous. Look at how X-Ray has been acting. Look at Oreo Express. He not only doxed AP, he went and drove over to Tennessee and drove by Melanie and Paul's house while they were gone over here. Imagine if one of us went over to California and drove by his girlfriend and little boy's house. Imagine that. If people started doing that, he'd be up in a tizzy. But while he was gone, no less, while he was gone. And so, yeah, he's an evil little creep. The cookie's evil. But anyway, I digress. These people, some of them think that they're on a mission from God. Then you got the people like Big D that are part of the Freedom Outlaws. I've been watching them do crimes all across this country. These people, Big D, I've seen criminal activity from Big D on video. The owner of a business contacted me because I came up there with my friend Texas. We went up there to get our pop one morning when we were out on our convoy from California back or something. I can't remember which state it was in. And he'd gotten used to us. We'd been there for a little bit, and he had gotten used to us coming in, me for my pops. And he said, I want to show you this video from some people from your camp. And he showed me the video of the security video. He showed me the security video where Big D, Hippie Mama, and there were a couple others too. Texas might remember who they were. We both watched it. And we watched them. They got up. The guy told us that they had been upset at his cashier because she couldn't do something for them. And so they started going around the store and like putting products into the trash, like all their coffee creamers, taking stuff on the racks and flipping them around and just kind of making a mess of everything. And he said he didn't want to prosecute them or anything, but that he was very disappointed and upset about it because it disrespected him and his employees. And we apologized profusely. I was so embarrassed. And I went back to camp. And of course, you know, my buddy Texas knows them too. And he was all like, oh, I'll take care of it. I'll talk to him, blah, blah. I got in there and I was like, fuck that. I got pissed off. I'm not waiting for some man to take care of it. So I went over and I saw him. I found him and I went right up to Big D and I told him, you fucking embarrassed me today. And then I told him what it was and he all did the, oh, I'm sorry, oh, everything's gonna be fine bullshit. And then he walked away and I heard him tell somebody, yeah, some girl was giving me a hard time or something. And I'm like, whatever, you know. I've seen horrible behavior by them and I'm not gonna go into all of it, but that's one incident that, like, it's not somebody else told me. I saw this shit with my own eyes. And he's involved with these Freedom Outlaws. These people, that's Bandit. Marcus Kopak is one of the founders and leaders of and they're involved with this, and he is Santa's second in command. And the one that assaulted my ears. I've seen him, he's the one that ran at us and tried to assault us in DC. I've seen him do so much violent shit, you guys. So much fun. These people are so going down. And I have a little message for Oreo Express. You like that term, fuck around, find out, don't you? Well, you fucked around and you're gonna find out, because you not only doxed AP, but now you went a little too far. You went after Melanie and Paul's house. You went over to their house while they were gone and tried to intimidate their children and stuff. That was a bad fucking move. Really bad. Because I know you've got lots of enemies on the left and Antifa, but you just made so many enemies on the right. Yeah, all those wonderful Proud Boys and all the other groups that you're involved in. How many of them are gonna like the fact that you made money off of pedos living in a parking lot with kids? Do you think Nazis like pedos? I don't think Nazis like pedos. I don't think white supremacist groups like pedos. I don't think anybody. I don't think the biker groups. I don't think patriot groups. I don't think the left groups. I don't think Antifa groups. I don't think any group likes a fucking pedo. And now you have all the groups are going to be pissed off at you, Oreo Express. You won't be able to show your fucking face at another protest. Good luck making your money with your granny squad without content. Because if I have to go to California and tell every fucking one of those people in person what you did, I will. I'll go to all the fucking protests and I'll make sure that you are persona non grata at every patriot thing that there is. You are done in the patriot world. Done. You are a piece of fucking shit. A piece of shit, Cookie. You dox women. I've heard that you beat on women, and that would not surprise me. But the worst is, you make money. Knowingly make money off of pedophiles living with children in a parking lot in West Virginia. And you once spoke out and thanked Antifa. You thanked Antifa for revealing that very same pedophile bandit back when it was the People's Convoy. And now you ignore it so you can make money. And you told me when I was in DC, you slipped for a second. Yeah, just a little bit. When you weren't calling me a whore, making fun of me for being loose legs Lori and all that. Yeah, you made a mistake. Because you said there wasn't, but I didn't make the decision. There's nothing you could do, huh? You could have fucking left. You could have called him out. But instead, you stayed and made money off of it. And I had to stop watching your stupid videos and lives when I was trying to watch them because you were always fucking asking for money. Enough. Yeah, my ears hurt. Yeah. These people, see, I'm nonviolent and I'm not going to hurt nobody. I believe in protesting. And you can protest all you want and you can have your stupid little sirens on when you're away from my ears. But you cannot put those things next to my ears. I consider that an assault. I don't care what a fucking police officer says. You fucking assault my ears. I'm gonna, and you won't let me leave? You won't let me move away from you? I think that's fucking assault. And I will defend myself. So fuck around, find out time. Wonder what I'm gonna do next.